What's going on, YouTube? Toyota for the past few years has been adding many new SUVs to their portfolio, but two of their oldest and most iconic nameplates, 4Runner and Land Cruiser, have just been fully redesigned. But unlike in the past, these two SUVs are also more similar than ever, sharing a platform and having a lot of capability and pricing overlap. So, which of these two body-on-frame tough Toyota SUVs is the best pick for you? Let's go ahead and find out. Now before we jump into all the individual exterior, interior, and performance comparisons, let's talk about pricing. This might be surprising to you if you haven't been keeping up with the Toyota lineup recently, because the former Land Cruiser used to cost about $90,000, and now the new one starts under $60,000. Our Land Cruiser is the standard trim with the premium package, ringing in just under $68,000. While the Land Cruiser's price declined, the 4Runner's price has elevated significantly over the outgoing generation. Its new most luxurious trim, the Platinum, rings in at $65,380. By the way, if you want to get the best price from local dealerships and access to invoice pricing info for these two models or any vehicle, we have a tool on our website to do just that. It's great for shopping, so be sure to check the link in the description for more info. If you're new to our comparisons, we conduct them objectively. We've done our best to weigh the points awarded throughout in major and minor categories, and towards the end, we will revisit the relatively small price difference. But let's go ahead and get started with the exteriors. So right from the jump here, you'll notice that even though these are sharing the same platform underneath, they each have their own distinct style. That means we have a classic grille and tough stance on the 4Runner, finished in a darkened chrome for this Platinum. Meanwhile, on the Land Cruiser, we have a Toyota Heritage-style grille. And while we don't score styling preferences, both look quite handsome to us. As far as lighting, both have fully projector LED headlights, LED turn signals, and even LED fog lamps. Of course, these SUVs also have the goods to back up the rugged designs. We will discuss all their capabilities later in the comparison. But for now, know that they have 8.7 and 8.8 inches of ground clearance respectively. Plus, metal skid plates are included on the Land Cruiser. Moving to the side, this is where you can see the similarities even more. Lengthwise, the 4Runner is now longer by about an inch, since our American Land Cruiser is now the Land Cruiser Prado instead of the Land Cruiser Series 300. We will see which cabin is larger later in the interior section. But, as far as the wheels are concerned, our Land Cruiser has 18s, and our Platinum 4Runner comes with 20s. Both come standard with all-season tires, but only the Land Cruiser lets you choose a customizable two-tone roof. Heading to the rears, they have the same feature set, including fully LED taillights. Capability-wise, they both can tow up to 6,000 pounds when properly equipped. Moving into some other individual features, both have nicely equipped mirrors with blind spot monitoring, heating, and power folding. They also both have the latest safety systems, which include every single active safety system as standard equipment. Only the Land Cruiser goes a step further and includes a traffic jam assist function, though. As cool as the exteriors are, now it's time to explore the luxurious and practical interiors. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16.
We started young, and since then, we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point. No matter what you're looking for, from our long-term vehicle videos to our side-by-side comparisons, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars.
Now, the Toyota 4Runner and Land Cruiser are designed for off-roading and family adventures. But what happens when you actually go out camping in the woods? Everyone gets smelly.
That's why before we go any further in this video, we want to share with you a cool new product in the fragrance category. We review hundreds of cars per year. And no matter if you're looking for an off-roader or a family-oriented minivan, who wants their car to be stinky and smelly? Not us. And that's where Drift comes in to help, since they have created air care products for your car.
Their car products are made by using premium essential plus fragrant oil blends, free of harmful chemicals that traditional fragrance companies use. The scent we have today is teak, and you'll catch hints of teak wood, amber, and cedar atlas. It smells fresh, relaxing, and simply makes getting in the car feel like a nice experience.
To boot, their products range from $9 to $15, so they are super affordable.
And what's cool about these car fresheners is that you can get them as a subscription. Their subscription is also very flexible. You can change your scent choice, your delivery frequency, or cancel your subscription at any time you'd like.
Finally, Drift offers solutions for your home as well. There's nothing like coming back home from the airport after a long day of travel to a house that smells just as good as your car.
To sweeten the deal, Drift is giving Car Confections viewers 55% off of your first month. Be sure to use coupon code CONFECTIONS55 for 55% off your first month.
So walking up to the vehicles, both are obviously going to have smart entry systems with sensors behind the handles to unlock the doors. Once you open up the doors, you'll see power running boards on the 4Runner, a feature not offered on the Land Cruiser. That aside, looking into the cabins, you'll find premium and tech-filled spaces. First, let's talk about the seats. Here, they are mostly the same, besides for their blue and brown color schemes. Both seats are finished in real leather, have heating and ventilation, memory, and plenty of ways of adjustment. However, it's only the Land Cruiser that additionally includes a manual thigh extension. Let's fully climb inside and talk about the overall cabin materials. Despite them having almost the same price, you can tell the Land Cruiser has a more solid build and material selection. It includes leatherette accents and soft-touch plastics even on the upper dashboard, which is hard touch on the 4Runner. Overall, the Land Cruiser will take the materials point. Now after we start them up, you'll be greeted by two fully digital 12.3-inch displays. And when you look up, there are also large head-up displays projecting out. Even though these aren't Lexus products, we also have rain-sensing wipers and even power-adjusting steering wheels with heating. Now the next major area to evaluate is interior storage, where we have one big difference. The Land Cruiser's cool box for in-car refrigeration. That's a fancy feature the 4Runner can't get, but it does take up quite a bit of console space. That means it's actually the 4Runner that will take the storage point with its larger console, more front storage, and the addition of a passenger storage shelf. Despite the good storage, both SUVs have traditional shifters, and when you shift into reverse, display the same 360-degree cameras. For the climate controls, the Land Cruiser has a 3-zone automatic setup versus a dual-zone setup in the 4Runner, but both adjust with easy-to-use knobs that buyers will appreciate. Alrighty, that brings us to the audio systems, so let's sample them. They have 14-speaker JBL systems with decent audio quality. But the 4Runner does have the cool party trick of having a portable speaker that charges in the dashboard and can be removed for camping or beach adventures. Now, moving on to the screens, you might have expected this area to be the same, but as you can see, that's certainly not the case. In the 4Runner, we have a massive 14-inch touchscreen, compared to the Land Cruiser's more traditional 12.3-inch display. That's 14% more screen real estate, and both are running the same Toyota software with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as built-in navigation. Up above, both SUVs include auto-dimming rearview mirrors, HomeLink garage door openers, plus the rear camera ability. Finally, they have traditional-sized sunroofs, since panoramics are not offered. As we move to the back areas, as expected, many elements will be similar, but they are far from exactly the same. Land Cruiser actually has a little over a 5% advantage in legroom, and a 4% advantage in headroom. Features-wise, they have rear vents in completely different locations, and 2 USB ports. 4Runner adds to that though, since it additionally has heated rear seats for this loaded Platinum, and a household outlet for keeping things charged up. Now this is where you might be expecting us to start talking about third rows, but actually neither of these two has one. On the Land Cruiser, a third row is not offered anymore on any version. And on the 4Runner, it's now only available on the Limited and SR5 trims. That means that both of these are 5-passenger vehicles as equipped. Now moving around back to the cargo, both have hands-free power tailgates, and the rear glass can be moved independently from the tailgate. The Land Cruiser's pops out, and the 4Runner's retains its famous power sliding function, which allows you to roll it down while driving. Once open, you'll find large amounts of space. The 4Runner has a 12% advantage behind the second row of seats, and a maximum of 82 cubic feet as tested. Toyota unfortunately still hasn't given us official maximum volume on the Land Cruiser, so we can't award points for that configuration. Amenities-wise, they are identically equipped, with power outlets, spare tires, and no handles to fold the seats from the cargo area. But that's it for the insides, so now let's take them out on the road to see how they stack up there. So throughout the video, you've seen quite a bit of overlap, but also quite a bit of differences between these siblings. When it comes to what's under the hood though, you'll find exactly the same powertrain setup. All Land Cruisers, and this trim of the 4Runner, only have the hybrid setup, which combines a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with electric components to make 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. As expected, acceleration feels nearly identical. Alright, and there's an acceleration up to 60 from a standstill, and yeah, this is really quick with the iForce Max hybrid system, which is a 2.4 turbo 4-cylinder with the electric componentry. That's the only way you can get the Land Cruiser right now. Alright, nice. 60 miles an hour. Going downhill, there's not really any good flat roads around here, but nevertheless, it's a good demonstration of just how quick this iForce Max powertrain is. So Max is the keyword. When we're talking about Max, that means we're talking about a hybrid powertrain. So that takes basically that conventional 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that the other trims have, and then adds all the electric hybrid componentry, boosting the power up pretty substantially overall. As far as the transmissions are concerned, we have 8-speed automatics, which are smooth and responsive. Power, of course, is put to the ground via 4-wheel drive systems. And when the pavement ends, you can take them off-road since they are extremely capable. Their body-on-frame architectures are very similar, and include features like standard center-locking diffs, multi-terrain select, crawl control, and even a rear-locking diff on the Land Cruiser. While that specific feature is available on the 4Runner, it's only on the more expensive TRD Pro or Trail Hunter models.
Very impressive so far. Look at this.
Taking the first obstacle like a champ. Obviously, a lot of rocks there. Very steep.
Yeah. It never shows up on camera, but I feel like I'm literally looking straight at the sun. It's certainly good to have this camera system
30
here.
degrees, it looked like, is what we were doing there. So that's pretty
high
steep,
grade, that's for sure.
And the trail camera's really shining right now. But owners of these machines won't always be off-road, so let's talk about the on-road manners. Here, you'll find another difference. The Land Cruiser doesn't have any technologies to mitigate the truck-like vibrations that enter into the cabin, but the Platinum 4Runner comes standard with adaptive dampers. Not only does that mean it rides a little better, but it also has less overall body roll than the very tall and boxy Land Cruiser. Also, we can talk a little bit about ride quality as we go down this hill.
Yeah, the ride quality, I think, is really good. Like Drew said, you have the adaptive dampers, and I think they do a good job of kind of, minimizing the truck-like feel of the 4Runner. That's something that, buyers do appreciate, but sometimes it can let in a lot of rattles and, bumps and stuff. This feels more luxurious to me, and I think they have done a really good job of making the Platinum a step above when it comes to ride quality. And even though you do have the really large wheels on the outside, it does a good job of compensating.
Here at Car Confections, something we like to do is take sound level readings for all the models we test so that we can compare them. At 55 miles per hour, the Land Cruiser has a pretty serene environment, measuring in at 57.3 decibels. Ironically enough, on the exact same strip of road in California, the 4Runner Platinum came in at 57.1 decibels. That isn't enough of a difference to score a point, since 1 decibel is the average difference discernible by a human ear.
I think it's time for a sound level reading at 55 miles per hour.
.3 decibels is our official sound level reading. We're looking at about 57.1.
Finally, when it comes to fuel economy, you'll see that the focus of these Toyota hybrid powertrains is more on performance than efficiency, since they both are rated at 23 mpg combined. But now we need to revisit that price difference at the beginning. In this comparison, the Land Cruiser costs $2,490 more than the 4Runner, which, according to our scale, gives the 4Runner plus 1 point. I want to emphasize that if money matters less to you personally, feel free to disregard this point.
Well, there you have it. Even after considering everything, it's still a tight race. But let's talk about who should be your personal winner based on what matters the most to you. So the 4Runner should be your winner. If you're looking for really endless customizability, you have dozens of trim levels basically instead of just 3 different trim levels in the Land Cruiser. You also have an available third row on certain trims if you need that feature. And you also have a few feature advantages such as heated second row seats and power running boards.
Now, the Land Cruiser, on the flip side, should be your choice if you want more standard off-road capability. If this is something you're going to be taking off-road all the time, the Land Cruiser is, straight from the factory in its base model, very off-road capable. Additionally, it has more luxurious interior materials, especially if you select at least a, base Land Cruiser trim level, and it also has a more boxy shape than the 4Runner as well. But we want to know which one of these two are you taking down below. Are you taking the Land Cruiser or the all-new Toyota 4Runner? We're curious to hear your thoughts. Also, if you're looking to buy either one of these SUVs or any new vehicle, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, the reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. Additionally, we even have a monthly payment tool if you'd like to check that out, so be sure to follow that link in the description or on the pinned comment. And guys, if you're new to our channel and haven't subscribed already, we would like to welcome you in to be a part of our Car Confections family. And if you're already part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies. To sweeten the deal, Drift is giving Car Confections viewers 55% off of your first month. Be sure to use coupon code CONFECTIONS55 for 55% off your first month.
That's less than $5 for your first month. Thanks, Drift, for partnering with us, and make sure to check the link down below.